Welcome to Our Girl Relationships. We talk about the problems people face in their day to day lives. Let's start with the video. I feel like the stupidest person on earth. I feel absolutely disillusioned. My husband has been living a double life, and I had no idea, even though we have dated for so long. So, I met my husband in college. It's such a cute story, and the fact that it has ended this way is just baffling. I used to go to the library every day to study because my roommate always had guys over, and I didn't like that at all. I would just get my stuff after classes and spend hours there almost every day, studying or working on my laptop. Our library was open 24/7, and soon enough the librarian knew me well enough to just leave me alone. Anyway, I soon noticed a really cute guy in the library. He was there almost every time I was, working on something or the other. He was just my type. Beautiful brown hair, cute glasses, and he was always dressed nice. It didn't take a lot of time for me to develop a major crush on him. I had to go home for a week or so shortly after the semester started because my mom had minor surgery and there was no one else there to take care of her. My mom's a widow and I have no siblings. So I was not on campus for a week. After coming back, I went to the library again and there he was. He saw me come in and waved at me. I waved back, deliriously happy that he noticed me. Later, he came over and we started talking. He noticed my absence and asked me about it. I told him about my mom, and that's how we started dating. We were not really like a typical college couple. I mean, the things we bonded on were studying, the love we have for our family, and the fact that we both wanted to wait till marriage before being physical with someone else. I'm not particularly religious, and neither is he, but that's just what I'm comfortable with. And I was so happy when he told me that he feels exactly the same. Now I know that all that was part of his sick plan. We dated throughout college. We went on cute dates, introduced each other to our families, and talked about the future. He was very enthusiastic about marriage from an early stage of our relationship, but I was sure that I wanted to graduate and get a job first. After we were done with college, I got a lovely teacher's job and he proposed soon after that. I happily said yes. I thought that I had found my soulmate and that it would be impossible to find someone as aligned with my values. Looking back at it now, I feel like the biggest fool. So I say yes to marrying my husband and we start to plan the wedding. Just so you guys are clear, we have been dating for 3 years and had never been physically intimate with each other. We had never lived together either, but I had visited his place a few times. It didn't raise any red flags then. It was any other apartment. The only thing that was a little out of the ordinary was a locked closet room in his apartment. He had told me that it had a bunch of his landlord's old stuff, and they kept it locked. Fair enough. I never looked into it or anything. After all, I had only been there a handful of times. We got married 6 months after the engagement, and on my wedding day, I was so excited. The ceremony was great, and everyone in my family was very excited for me. After the ceremony, we were supposed to go back to my husband's place. I was literally shaking with excitement. We went back to his apartment, and everything was great. We were finally man and wife. I was proud of our decision to wait until marriage. But then something really weird happened. My husband told me that he was going back to his room to sleep. I was really confused. We were already in our bedroom, so what was his room? I asked him what he meant, and he told me that we won't be sharing bedrooms at night and that we'll sleep in different rooms. He didn't wait for my answer and just left. I don't think I can describe how I felt lying alone in that bed, alone on my wedding night. I basically cried myself to sleep. I couldn't understand what was going on. The next morning, I was woken up by him. He was there in the room, smiling with breakfast in his hands. He said good morning and told me how happy he was to be waking up his wife. I was so confused, I almost thought I was dreaming or something. But it was not a dream. Seeing me visibly confused, my husband asked me if I was all right. I told him that obviously I was not all right after he left me alone in our bedroom on our literal wedding day. He got really upset and told me that I shouldn't be so dramatic about it. It was not like he had abandoned me forever. A huge fight happened, and he told me that we were not going to sleep in the same bedroom in this marriage, and I basically have to deal with that. So yeah, my marriage was not off to a good start. This happened every night. He would get up and leave to sleep in the room that I thought was the closet room. I wasn't allowed to enter or even ask questions about it, and every morning he would act as if things were completely fine. After a point, I was just creeped out. I was beginning to question anything. I knew that I had to see what's inside that room, but I just didn't know how. My husband worked from home, and I had to go to work every day. He had the only key to the room on him at all times. It has been 3 weeks since my wedding, and this stress now takes up every waking second. My husband and I are supposed to visit his parents over the weekend. I have decided to pretend to be sick and stay in and try to open the door. I'll break it if I have to. I just need to know. I've asked my best friend to come when my husband leaves. If anything is weird, I'll pack my bags and run. I just hope I can convince him to leave me alone in the apartment. I've convinced my husband. I've been going to the washroom a lot and pretending to have a stomach bug. I've been careful to not say even once that I don't want to go. My husband has obviously noticed and offered to skip the visit, but I've been telling him that I'll be fine by tomorrow and we can go. I'm afraid if I don't do this, he'll get suspicious that I'm faking it to avoid going with him. I've had to take some meds to counter my fake stomach bug, but whatever. We have both packed overnight bags. What he doesn't know is that my bag has more stuff in it in case I need to run away. Sharing this on Reddit is the only thing keeping me sane because I'm too afraid to tell anyone else. Even my friend who's coming over tomorrow only knows that I need help with something around the house, and he might need to drive me somewhere after we're done. Wish me luck, folks. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm married to a terrifying creep. Okay, I don't even know where to start. Okay, I'm currently living with my friend, and my husband doesn't know yet that I've run. My husband left for my in-laws' place yesterday afternoon. I was still sick and pretending to be very upset for not being able to make it. He promised to be back ASAP. Sometimes it gets so confusing to be with my husband. In the day, he's incredibly loving and the same person I fell in love with in college. But I had to know what secrets he was keeping because I was starting to feel unsafe at home and even got strange nightmares about the closet room sometimes. As soon as my husband left, I called my friend to come over. He was there in around 20 minutes and I explained everything. We tried everything to make the door open, but nothing worked, so we decided to just break it open. Guess what? Breaking doors really isn't as easy as they make it look on TV. But after trying for some time, we managed it somehow. The moment we looked inside, I just froze. Every inch of the room was covered with pictures of women. Not even one woman, like dozens and dozens of women from varying age groups. It was horrifying. I stepped in whole. My friend just stood there taking it all in. I tried to see if I could recognize anyone, but I couldn't. Some more looking, and I found a few pictures of me. I looked some more and recognized some girls from college. Some more, and I saw pictures of other women in his life. Friends I've seen on Facebook, girlfriends of his friends, and even his own sister-in-law. I cannot describe how terrified I was. There were pictures on the damn ceiling, for God's sake. Now I know why he didn't let me inside. I got shivers down my back. I just stumbled back outside and looked at my friend. Even he was completely shaken up. He looked at me and told me to grab my stuff because we're getting out of there immediately. He helped me pack, and we grabbed whatever we could in 10 to 15 minutes and left. Before leaving, I took some pictures of the room just in case. That was yesterday. It's afternoon now, and my husband is supposed to be back this evening. I've got no idea what to expect. My husband has discovered what has happened. I have dozens of missed calls and text messages from him. Obviously, I haven't responded to anything, and he doesn't know where I am. I've even gotten calls from my mother-in-law and sister-in-law. I'm sure my husband made up some excuse and made them call me, but I'm not picking up. He even called up my parents and told them I'm missing, and they called me too. I picked up my mom's call, told her that I'm safe and that I will explain everything soon. I've told her not to be in contact with my husband under any circumstances. He has called many of my friends, including the guy whose place I'm staying at. He told him he doesn't know where I am. I'm still thinking of what to do. There's no way I'm going back to him, obviously. Many people have told me that I need to expose my husband and warn the women in his life about being a creep. I know you guys are right, and I will probably do it, but for now, I just need some time. My husband found me. He checked the building security footage and saw me leaving with my friend and showed up at his place. We were both in his apartment when someone knocked. He went to get the door and saw my husband and immediately shut the door. Thank goodness the chain was on, or else who knows what he would do. He started screaming that he knows I'm inside and that he can explain everything, and this is all just a huge misunderstanding. I told him he's a sick creep and I want nothing to do with him, and that if he doesn't leave immediately, I'll call the police. He told me that I'll pay for this and that he won't let this go, and left. I've talked to a lawyer and we're filing for divorce ASAP. I'm also going to file for some legal protection in case he decides to harm me somehow. Obviously, I can't spend my whole life in my friend's place. I've also decided to expose him publicly. I have the pictures on my phone and I'll post them on Facebook. People need to know what kind of a person he really is. This is really, really creepy. The fact that you dated for so long and he put up the waiting till marriage act while hiding his huge secret is so unsettling. I'm so glad you trusted your instincts and ran while you still had time. Take care. I'm so glad you're safe, OP. Even imagining what you saw in that room gives me goosebumps. How disturbing. Clearly, he needs psychological help. I hope you get a restraining order at the very least to keep you and your friends safe. Also, I'm proud of you for choosing to expose him. The women in his life deserve to know and be safe. I, 25, female, have been married for 6 years to my wonderful husband, 26, male, who we can call Carson. For the past 3 years, we have been consistently trying for a child. We have been unable to get pregnant until 6 months ago. Around this time, my sister, 32 female, who we'll call Mary, got engaged and asked me to be her maid of honor. Of course, I was delighted and agreed. We started planning some wedding things like her bridal shower, which she wanted to hold on the morning of the baby shower my best friend was planning for me. My sister is well aware of our troubles conceiving and knew that this baby shower was a big deal to me. However, my best friend is extremely flexible, and I wanted my sister to be at the shower, so we moved the shower to the next day. This past Saturday was supposed to be the wedding shower, and Sunday was supposed to be my baby shower. Unfortunately, Seth and I suffered a stillbirth. Of course, I didn't expect the whole family and bridal party to change their plans, but I did cancel the baby shower and regretfully informed everyone about the stillbirth. The last week, I've been pretty upset and depressed. Thus, I asked one of the bridesmaids to complete the finishing touches of the bridal shower. She agreed. On Friday, I announced the stillbirth and the baby shower being cancelled, and I began to return gifts that quite a few people had already sent who wouldn't be able to make it. Mary called me after she heard about everything and asked that I didn't return things so that she could have them for her new house as a bonus gift, including things with my son's name on them. I told her no and that I wouldn't be attending her wedding shower, and now my whole family is turning against me. She said that I ruined her bridal shower and that I divided the family. I don't think I am. But am I the a-hole for not letting my sister have my baby's things and not returning them? Am I the a-hole for not going to my sister's bridal shower since I'm grieving and don't need the dress and judgment? Note: I found out I was pregnant before her engagement. The baby shower date had been set before the bridal shower date. We changed the baby shower date because I didn't want to ask family and friends for gifts 2 times on the same day, though I know they would have been happy to do so. NTA, your sister is positively ghoulish, though. The mere suggestion that your baby gifts be repurposed for her rather than returned is a level of inappropriate, insensitive, and entitled that is absolutely disgusting. I am sorry for your loss. Please focus on your and your husband's healing at this time, and don't let anyone tell you that the right way to grieve is to entertain your sister's bullshit. NTA, and I'm so sorry for your loss. And Seth, Carson's too. I think you forgot what name you were using there. WTAF is going through Mary's mind here. I can't even fathom it. Those baby gifts are not hers, they're yours. It's very polite of you to return them. I don't think this was strictly necessary because the last concern anyone should have right now is whether they get a refund on their gift for a child who didn't survive. You'd be within your rights to put it all in a trunk for a future child or throw it on a bonfire if that's how you feel. The important thing right now to anyone with a teaspoon of brain cells is supporting you and your husband as bereaved parents. Screw Mary's bridal shower. My mom is the absolute pickle goddess. She makes the absolute best pickles you could possibly taste. She's very particular about what she buys, sorts them by hand, washes them individually, etc. There's a lot of work going into them. It takes her basically the entire month of October. My dad likes to be praised and lives vicariously through my mom's pickle goddess success, so he gives away a lot of her work, much to mom's annoyance. The friends in question are very well off, but think they are entitled to free stuff. Mom's pickles are especially an object in demand throughout the autumn, winter and spring, to the point where almost half of what she makes ends up with them. Mom is in her 70s. She had spinal surgery in August. She's on the strict interdiction from standing or sitting in a chair for too long. Also cannot really bend over and most definitely cannot carry heavy stuff. Too much effort could compromise her spinal cord and even leave her paralyzed. She normally buys and carries all the goods for the pickles herself with little help from my dad. Her choice. Dad is happy to help. Due to this year she only made a very small batch to use for her own household needs. Me and Dad were visiting said friends. During the visit, the lady gave Dad a list of stuff she wants for the winter holidays. She was aware my mom had surgery. Dad said he will ask Mom to make it. I took the list, handed it back to her and said, sorry, there will be no pickles. Mom is not well. She will spend time dragging stuff from the market and up the stairs, then work hours to prepare them. I suggested she go to the market and buy them. I'm sure she can afford them. They even gave samples to taste before buying. Once again, she insisted, and I said no. The husband said he is sure if he called my mom, she'll say yes. I said for sure she will not say yes. Dad was trying to intervene, and I just cut him off, saying, "We're leaving now," and just went out the door. While in the car to go home, Dad blew a gasket. This is when I literally lost it and started screaming like a banshee. I asked him why did I had to be the one telling them no. Why is his ego so important that he would put his wife's health at risk over not even being thanked properly? He called me an a-hole and said he will not speak with me until I apologize to his friends. Mom said I could have been more polite with Dad's friends and she could have handled it herself. This is where I may be TA, because my secret fear is that if something bad happens, I will become the de facto carer for her, which will be very difficult as I have 2 small kids, 4 months and 2 years. Thing is this, I also had major surgery, which may have altered my brain chemistry because my social filters are pretty much gone. In case my social situation awareness is also gone along with my social filters, I am asking other people to weigh in. So AITA? NTA, you are protecting mom. Your dad has the erroneous thought process that mom can work indefinitely. That's clearly not the case. Both he and his friends feel entitled to mom's labors with not much in the way of reciprocation. Could you have been nicer? Maybe. But sometimes people, your father included, need to hear the harsh truth.